Hello and welcome to my session on leadership skills. Today, I shall talk on three important things related to leadership skills. Number one, what is a leadership philosophy? Number two, the behavioral theories of leadership. And number three, the leadership style. So, as I begin with this particular session, I would like to give you a golden statement. That is, good leaders can demonstrate effective leadership through mentoring, advising, communicating, or other strategies. The best leaders use the leadership philosophies to guide their actions. Every leader should develop a personal leadership philosophy. So, what is a leadership philosophy? A leadership philosophy is a set of principles that guide a leader's action. Leaders' philosophy help leaders stay focused on what is important to them as they make decisions and model productivity organization wide. A leadership philosophy is a structured approach to how a leader should behave and the sources of their power. So, leadership philosophy is a way of thinking and behaving. A well laid leadership philosophy is a key to successfully running a team, organization, or a business. Therefore, leadership philosophy require a leader to understand their values, priorities, and expectations deeply and clearly. Due to the breadth of which a leadership philosophy will be applied, it must be easy to grasp and model consistently. Often, leadership philosophies are explained in a short statement. So, leadership philosophies should be personal. Your leadership philosophy should explain what sort of leader you are aspiring to be. So, your personal leadership philosophy will differ from others because it should position your beliefs and expectations in line with your business goals. So, to run a team, organization, or business successfully, you need a strong leadership philosophy. If your leadership style is based on a strong set of values and principles, you will stay devoted to your goals and be more likely to encourage and inspire your employees on a regular basis. So, moving ahead, let us understand what is an ethical leadership philosophy. Ethical leadership demonstrates a high regard for values. The principles of ethical leadership includes the honesty, justice, respect, community, and the integrity. So, ethical leadership is a critical to the success of any business organization. In the business world today, ethics are an increasingly important element and point of discussion. So, leadership with ethics is important to understand, to develop, and to recognize the business world. So, if you want to become a business leader, learning about ethical leadership is crucial to helping you to get there. It's your responsibility to model moral behavior in the workplace when you are in a position of power in an organization. Integrity, moral behavior, and ethics are the key to being a great leader. Moving ahead, let us understand what are the behavioral theories of leadership. So, behavioral theory promotes the value of leadership styles with an emphasis on concerns for people and collaboration. It promotes participative decision making and team development by supporting individual needs and aligning the individual and the group objectives. Behavioral theories of leaderships are also known as the style approach to leadership, focuses on the behavior of the leader and what leaders do and how they act. So there are two important behavioral theories in this regard which are very popular. Number one is Ohio's State University theory conducted during 1940s, and then second one is University of Michigan theory that was conducted during 1950s. So what is Ohio's State University theory? A group of people from Ohio State University developed a list of 150 statements from their generated responses that included around 1800 statements. The list was designed to measure nine different behavioral leadership dimensions. They found two critical characteristics of leadership, either of which could be high or low or independent of one another. The research was based on questionnaire given to the leaders and subordinates of the organizations. These are known as the Leader Behavior Description Questionnaire, that is abbreviated as LDBQ, and the Supervisor Behavior Description Questionnaire, that is SBDQ. So ultimately, these studies narrowed the description of the leader behavior into two dimensions, that is initiating structure behavior, number one, and number two, consideration behavior. So what is initiating initiating structure behavior, that is the behavior of the leaders who define the leader subordinate relationship so that everyone knows what is being expected, establish formal lines of communication, and determine how task will be completed. So this is about the initiating structure behavior. Moving ahead, let us understand what is consideration behavior. The behavior of leaders who care about their subordinates and strive to create a warm, friendly, and supportive environment is called as the consideration behavior. Moving ahead to the another theory, that is the Michigan Leadership Study. So Michigan Leadership Study, abbreviated as MLS, was a well-known series of leadership study that commenced at the University of Michigan in 1950s, intending to identify the principles and the types of leadership styles that led to a greater productivity and enhanced job satisfaction amongst the workers. The study identified two broad leadership styles, that is number one, an employee orientation, and number two, a production orientation. They also identified three critical characteristics of effective leaders, that is number one, task oriented behavior, number two, relationship oriented behavior, and number three, participative leadership. So the studies concluded that an employee orientation coupled with general rather than close or direct supervision led to better results. Employee orientation focuses on the human element of the employment, stressing that employees have a need that employers should address and care for. Moving ahead, the third important aspect of this particular session, that is what is a leadership style. A leadership style is about finding different ways to approach team members, implement planning strategies, and motivate people, considering different approaches and techniques depending on your team and your personality. So throughout history, great leaders have emerged with particular leadership style in providing direction, implementing plans, and motivating people. These can be broadly grouped into four different categories. Number one, participative leadership style. Number two, situational leadership style. Number three, transformational leadership style. And number four is your transactional leadership style. So what is participative leadership style? It boosts employee morale because employee make contribution to the decision making process. Number two, that is situational leadership style. It adapts to existing work environment and the needs of the organization. Number three, transformational leadership style. It depends on high level of communication from management to meet the goals. Leaders motivate employees and enhance the productivity and efficiency through the communication. The fourth one is the transactional leadership style. Transactional leadership, also known as managerial leadership, focuses on the role of supervision, organization, and the group performance. So leaders who implement this style focus on a specific task and use rewards and punishment to motivate the followers. So that's all from this particular session. In my next session, I will talk further on the leadership skills. So stay connected. Thank you so much.